So this is Gemara in Baba Batra. Amar. So about Leviathan. אמר רבא אמר רבי יוחנן, עתיד הקדוש ברוך הוא סודר צדיקים מבשורו של לוויתן. So in the future, Hashem will make סעודה a meal for צדיקים, righteous, מבשורו של לוויתן, with the meat of לוויתן. So interesting if it's kosher. שנאמר, יחרו עליו חברים בין על הסעודה, שנאמר, so they learn it from different psukim. I will skip it for now. Ve'ashar, but Leviathan is very big, and there is no many righteous men, right? So they cannot eat it all. So what they cannot eat, they will share with the others, and sell it and the market Jerusalem. Interesting. ואמר רבא, so Sukkot starts here, ואמר רבא אמר רבי יוחנן, עתיד הקדוש ברוך הוא לעשות סוכה לצדיקים מאורו של לוויתן. So the same person, Rabba, in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, in the future, Hashem will make sukkah for righteous person, tzadikim, מאורו של לוויתן, from the skin of לוויתן. שנאמר, זכה עושים לו סוכה, לא זכה עושים לו צלצל. שנאמר הוא בצלצל דגים ראשו. So, what is צלצל? I'm not sure. For his head. So, skin of Leviathan is something very important and maybe cost a lot of money. So, in order to receive it, you need to be, you need to deserve it. But if person didn't deserve it, so he receives sukkah from the head of Leviathan. Interesting. Like the skull? I guess the skull.
But
I'm not sure if it's kosher.
Okay.
Interesting.
But this is about Olam Haba.
This is a good question. Atid, it's about the future. Which future? I don't know. Zacha osim lo tziltzal, lo zacha osim lo anak. Oh. So we're talking about sukkah. So the first level is sukkah from the skin of Leviathan. The second level, sukkah from the head of Leviathan. Interesting. And the third level, if the person is didn't deserve the first two, so he receives anak. Anak is a neck, like necklace, what women wear usually today. שנאמר, וענקים לגלגותיך, זכה עושים לו ענק, לא זכה עושים לו קמע, שנאמר, ותקשרנה נאותיך. So this is the third, is anak, necklace, but if the person didn't deserve it, he receives amulet, קמע. Interesting. והשאר, but still we have left with a lot of parts of Leviathan. So what we do with it, פרסה הקדוש ברוך הוא על חומות ירושלים, וזיבו מרחיק מסוף העולם ועד סופו. So Hashem put the rest of the skin of Leviathan on the walls of Jerusalem, and it shines very bright that you can see it from the other end of the world. Beautiful. This is the Midrash.
I ask sometimes how they have these ideas.
How they have these ideas. So first question is, what do you want to say by these ideas?
Oh yeah, this is also. Because I think I read more about donkeys in the Torah about Leviathan.
Donkeys is more?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, because it's existing animal that people use every day.
I heard that the word donkey in Hebrew also means something like the thing or stuff.
What?
That donkey, the word donkey in Hebrew.
Hamor.
Yeah, the hamor is something like a thing.
Thing?
Yeah, like an abstract of something.
Homer.
What is Homer?
So in medieval time, Homer was, this is the term that was invented for material.
Yeah, material. And this
So
is
it's
why
the opposite of
yeah.
духовный, spiritual.
Yeah, and this is why it's always written that Abraham rides on a donkey, because it's like a hint that he's riding the material. Or like Mashiach, that he's riding on material, that he possessed it. This is why we think, okay, they are camels and horses, so why he's riding a donkey? And it's like a hint because of the word.
Initially it was in Greek philosophy, I guess. They have this idea about Tzura, Golem with Tzura. It's a long story. So I wanted to read from the book how he explains the Sukkot. You know why it's Chinuch?
No.
Chinuch is when you raising a child, so you teach them how to behave, how the world is.
Like education?
What the world, yes, education.
Okay.
Because this book is initially to teach young people about Torah. And if you want to find mitzvah here, so it's not hard. So usually I do like this. I write mitzvot Sukkah, for example, and then I have a link to Wikipedia, second link, and in Wikipedia it have the link to Chinuch. ספר החינוך, מצווה שין קו ה'. שין קו ה' is 325. Oh, שין קו ה'. Oh, so it's a little long.
Pardon?
It brings some laws also, like basic laws. Mitzvah Sukkah, שנצטווינו לשבת בסוכה שבטים. So there is a mitzvah. So in the list of 613, this is the number 325. So it's near the middle. We need to shevet, sit in the sukkah 7 days. ביום ראשון, so from which day I count 7 days. The first day is 15 Tishrei. משורשי המצווה. So his essays about each mitzvah divided in 3 parts, I would say. So first part is Mishorshei mitzvah, what is the meaning of mitzvah. Second part is the law, he brings some laws of Sukkah. And the third part is Neged. When this mitzvah is actual, it might be only in the time of temple, or not only, it might be only men or also women, and these questions. So this is 3 parts. So first, שורשי מצווה, מה שמפורש בכתוב, so the Torah says, למען נזכור הניסים הגדולים. So we perform this mitzvah in order to remember the great nisim, wonder, miracles, right? הגדולים שעשה האל ברוך הוא לאבותינו במדבר ביציאתם ממצרים. So when our forefathers went from Egypt to wilderness, they have a lot of not usual events. So we want to remember this. שסיככם בני כבוד. So it was very strong sun in the desert. So how to protect the people from the sun? We need anan. Anan is a cloud. So Hashem organized special cloud. It's called Ananei Kavod. Because the sun could be very harmful during the day, and on the other hand, in the night it's very cold. So also Anan preserves the heat. So this is one explanation, but some explain it a different way. That Sukkot mamash asur bnei midbar. So in the desert, Jews built tents. So we sitting in the tent to remember the tents that was in the wilderness after Egypt. But why we need to remember the miracles that Hashem did to us and to our forefathers? Because then we will be careful about the commandments. No? we will be ready to receive the good from Hashem. So it's very logical. This is the will of Hashem to give to people. Did you learn maybe Ramchal?
Not by this name.
Ramchal Rabbi Moshe Chaim Luzzatto. Do you have his books maybe? Like Derech Hashem Classic or Mislat Yesharim. So it's very, very good source. Because his idea here is very similar to what Ramchal says.
Can you read it like phonetically? How the books are called?
Ramchal, for example, Derech Hashem. See? Oh.
Yeah, this is what I told you.
Yes.
Oh, I have two books what looks like that, right?
Oh, it's also in Sfaria. Derech Hashem. On the purpose of creation. Oh. So a lot of people discuss why Hashem created this world, and several understandings. So the most rational, I would say, understanding, and the most classical is...
How the two books are called?
So I open now Derech Hashem. And the second book, also classical, Mesilat Yesharim. Now we in the Derech Hashem. Anyway, we can not two books at the same time. Oh, Silas. So the idea. So we will read Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim et haaretz, but we're not sure why Hashem created this world. Maybe he has some plan. So the plan is creative. He wants to give something good to people. But the question is how it works. So, for example, I'm sitting here and I'm waiting. And I'm waiting for the good, and why it's not coming, right? We can ask a question like this. So the answer is that if you would receive just something good without deserving it, so you will feel not nice. You will feel like shame, maybe.
I heard the rabbis call this the bread of shame.
Oh, Nahama de Gistofia, this is the idea.
Yeah.
So this is why we need to deserve this good, right? So in order to deserve this good, Hashem gave us mitzvot, so we perform mitzvot, and then we deserve the good, and then we receive the good. So this is the reward for the mitzvot, right?
But then I have the question: so
this
why
is the whole theory?
So, but why just Israel has to perform the mitzvot, and not the whole world?
It's a good question.
I understand the concept, yes, but why initially, or look, now we have 5,700 years and just the people of Israel are performing the mitzvot.
Mm-hmm.
The other one just has to bind on the 7 laws of Noah.
Yeah, this is a big question. So some explain that Jews is like this is a famous quote, Ola Goyim, you familiar with it?
Yeah, no, there's, I don't know which prophet is saying, one day, like, or what is the, or 7 people of the nations are grabbing the tzitzit of a Jew and saying, teach me because we know Hashem is with you.
Yeah, it's just almost.
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Maybe we have to get rid of Reform Judaism.
ויאמר נקל מהיותך לי עבד להקים את שבטי יעקב ונצרי ישראל להשיב ונצליח לאור גויים להיות ישועתי על קצה הארץ. ישעיהו, אני השם קראתיך בצדק והחזק בידיך ואצלך ואתנך לברית עם לאור גויים, והלכו גויים לערך ולהקים לנהוג אזרחיך. So 3 quotes from Yeshayahu, and from here, so the question is why, we can ask like this, why other nations should perform 7 mitzvot? Why we could just say that they should not perform anything, right? Why they have 7? Let's ask like this. Do you have an answer? Maybe?
Well, not like that simple. Because I think if you're looking at Judaism, Judaism is, or what is different from Judaism to all other religions. If you're looking at Judaism as a religion, is that, in my point of view, Judaism is not a religion of the individual. It's a religion of a tribe or of a nation. Okay.
Society.
Yeah, of a society. Yeah, of a society. This is the word. Yeah, and because we never read that Hashem was upset if one wasn't performing good. It was if the whole society, if it was accepted by the society, and it all is that one day, because this is the messianic prophecy, that all the Jews will live in the state of Eretz Israel, all will performing God.
Yes.
That this is the prototype of a nation. Like theological, how you call a state? Is it theological state?
Theological state.
Yes, a state ruled by
theocracy.
Theocracy, yeah, exactly. And then the other nations say, with all the systems about like what we have now, capitalism and communism and democratic, it doesn't work. This is the way how it works. Because I read once that the mitzvot, what we have, is like the not highest standard of the letter, it's the least what you have to perform.
What do you mean? And what is the highest?
No, this is because it is written that first temple got destructed because we cut just the word of Torah and not anything beyond, that we have to go beyond. This is like the least what you should perform, but you can make even more. Like it's written, you have to honor your parents. Okay, not to love them, for example. Okay, so and then what is the basic what you to do? How to honor your parents, but you are up to do more.
Yes.
But if you keeping the at least letter, it would be a good society.
So this is we can say the same for 7 mitzvot minor. So this is the minimum. But,
yeah, exactly.
Maybe they need to strive for more. Some explain like this. I'm not sure about it, but it's famous position, for example. So because Jews have to observe Torah and non-Jews doesn't have, but maybe it's also good if non-Jews will accept Torah. Maybe, I'm not sure about it, but some say that it's good. Some say. Because this is Abraham. So this is the question of Abraham. Why God chose Abraham and created the covenant with him, and now we have all the mitzvahs. So this is the topic. We'll learn about Abraham. So and also, by the way, about non-Jewish, Hasidei Umot Olam, Hasidei Umot Ha'olam. Chelek, Olam, if I remember, Rambam said. So we made it like this. Hasidei Umot Olam, Umot Ha'olam, Rambam. Лахим Милхамат, пожалуйста. כל המקבל 7 מצוות ונזהר לעשותם, הרי זה מחסדי אומות העולם ויש לו חלק לעולם הבא. So everyone that performing 7 מצוות, בני נוח, considered חסידי אומות העולם. So he is a righteous person from the nations of the world. ויש לו חלק לעולם הבא. And he have his part in the world to come, עולם הבא. והוא שיקבל אותם ויעשה אותם מבני שצווה בהם הקדוש ברוך הוא בתורה וידין על ידי משה רבינו מבני נוח שכל נסתובב בהם. But here is the condition, he is considered seed אומות העולם only if the person accepts and performs the 7 mitzvot of בני נוח because Hashem gave this mitzvot in Torah and we know this mitzvot from Moshe Rabbeinu that בני נוח have this mitzvot. אבל אם עשה מפני ערכי הדת, אין זה גר תושב ואין חסידי אומות העולם. But if a person which is not Jewish performs the 7 mitzvot of בני נוח, מפני ערכי הדת, because he thinks that it's a right thing to do, it is justified, אין זה גר תושב. He is not considered גר תושב, and he is not considered the righteous person of the nations. But what he is considered, Ela Michael, he is considered a wise person of the nation. So this is a righteous person and there is a wise person.
Okay.
So, like Jews have a special mission, but everyone has something that is a good thing to do, and everyone have to do it, right? So we can say that 7 mitzvot is for everyone, but Jews have more.
Yes.
Medinei mitzvah. So he was just explaining the logic behind the mitzvah of Sukkot. So we remember how we left Egypt, and we remembering how God helped us to survive in the wilderness. This is why this activate us for mitzvot, remember of its time. And then we so this is the scheme.
I read once that if you look at the Jewish calendar from the holidays, okay, the Pesach, okay, there is the highest level of miracles, okay. Then Shavuot, okay, is like a little bit less, okay, and then it's going lesser and lesser and lesser, and like the last is like Purim, okay, where there is a miracle, but not that
invisible.
Yeah, invisible. And the last.
Hidden miracle.
Yeah, a hidden miracle, exactly. And then it's nice if you're staying because Sukkot, it's like also 7 days, and we are remembering miracles. What happened like on the highest, that's what we're going like refresh, because it's going down, and then we 7 days when we are thinking about leaving Egypt, about all what happened at the time.
Okay, good, maybe. Medinei mitzvah. So you said that it's not practical, but we can see that it's practical. Medinei mitzvah, so the laws of mitzvah.
No, I think if somebody is getting into Judaism and just want to find out what to do practically daily and what to do, the books doesn't help you, because you need a lot of background information and know what to do. You have to read Torah before you can start with.
But Kitzur Shulchan Aruch is also very short. It's close to Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Medinei mitzvah. So Kitzur Shulchan Aruch have more, yes, but it is just introduction. Sukkah she'yi gvoa למעלה מ-20 אמה פסולה. So if Sukkah is more than 20 amma is this, around half meter, so it's not kosher, pasul. וכן אם היא נמוכה למטה מ-10 טפחים. And also if the Sukkah is less than 10 טפחים, tefach is this, around 10 centimeter. So it's not kosher. So this is about the height of Sukkah, and about the length of Sukkah, it's need to be 7 tfachim on 7. And less is pasul. And it's have to be at least 3 walls. But it's not enough 3 walls. Also, it have to have from the fourth side, it have to be צורת הפתח, the entrance. ודין צלתה מרובה מחמתה. So it need to have more צל. צל is shade than the sun. Okay, so a lot of course, we not lower everything. ודין הולכי דרכים ושגנות ופרדסים ושמר העיר ודין ירשמים שקשרה ודתה ויתר רובי פחתיה מרובים מסכת הבנויה על זה והיא מסכת סוכה. So ספר החינוך says that if you want to learn a lot of details in the law, you have to learn מסכת סוכה. ונוהגת בכל מקום, בכל זמן ובשכרים, אבל לא בנקבות. So Succot is in every place, not only in the land office, בכל זמן, not only when the temple existed, בזכרים, but it's only for the men, אבל לא בנקבות, and not for the female. ועובר על זה, ולא אכל אכילה של פת בסוכה או של השם באכילה שלך. והוא שלא יהיה מצטער, הוא פתאום יכול להיות שם. בטל מסדר. So if person have to eat in sukkah and doesn't eat in the sukkah, and if he's not מצטער, then ביטל מצוות עשה. So he doesn't perform this mitzvah. וכבר כתבתי למעלה בית דין כופין על ביטול עשה ולשון חייב ונראה לו חייפה וזה. So the first night the person have to eat kizayit bread, at least in the sukkah, and the other days it's reshut. So if you don't want to eat bread, you can eat without sukkah every 7 days. Okay, so this is sukkah, and about Arba Minim. Interesting what he writes. Arbat Minim. Oops. So, Sefer Chinuch. Shin Kaf Dalet. So it's previous mitzvah. Not the next one, but previous. Mitzvat Lulav. Sukkah 25 and Lulav is 25. שניכר ביום הראשון של חג סוכות בידינו פרי עץ הדר. סוכות פרי עץ הדר, פה תמרים, הנצבות ואוהבי נחל, 4 species, and in Torah it said פרי עץ הדר, we don't know it, but also explains הדר, פה תמרים סולב, וכתוב כפות חסר ברוב ולמוד שהיו שולב לא שניים. It says פרי עץ הדר singular and pot it says plural. It's interesting. On one hand, from the other hand, the word kapot written without vav, kaf, pei, tav. So if I would write kapot, I would write kaf, pei, vav, tav. But in the Torah, it's written kaf, pei, tav without vav. And why? So you, when you read, it doesn't have nukudot, so you can read kapat like one. So this is the hint that you have to take only one lulav and not more. Interesting. וענף עץ אבות הוא הרדס, וערבי נחל היא הערבה יהודה בישראל. So we know mirt and we know willow. ושורשי המצווה הקדמה. So here he writes more than usual because he says הקדמה, introduction to the reason of this mitzvah. כבר כתבתי לך בני כמה פעמים. I have written to you my son several times. ממש הקדם שהאדם נפעל כפי פעולותיו שיעשה תמיד. Interesting. So how the person works, so depends on the routine which person have. So this is what defines the person and his stats. and his what the person strives for depends on what he does and his routine.
Like I told you, Ein Yaakov, the Tamid,
Tamid?
the daily offering. That is the most special mitzvot what we have, because you are what you're doing and not what you're thinking or feeling.
So he wants to explain.
This is why the daily offering is this the important, and that's why we are mourning, and that's what the catastrophe where we stopped giving the daily offering.
Okay, yeah, good, correct. Im tov ve'im ra, achai pa'odas. So if the person doing good things, so he thinking about good and striving for good, and if the person does bad things, so he thinking bad things and striving for bad things. ועל כן, כי רצה המקום לזכות עמו ישראל אשר בחר, הרבה למצוות, and because Hashem wanted to give something good to his nation, Israel, that he chose, הרבה להם מצוות. This is why Hashem gave them a lot of mitzvot. Why? להיות נפשם מתפעלת בהם לטובה תמיד כל יום. Because if you do good things, so your soul מתפעלת, works in a good way all the day. מכל המצוות שצוונו להדפיס מחשבתנו בעבודתו בטהרה עם מצוות. So we have several commandments that we need them in order to activate our thoughts about serving the God in a pure way. For example, מצוות תפילין. להיותן מונחים כנגד איבריו האדם היודעים בו למשכן השכל. So we put תפילין on the place where are our thoughts, like the mind and the heart. מתוך פעלו זה תמיד ייחד כל מחשבותיו לטוב. So this is this is the cause that this is why our thoughts will be about good. ויזכור ויזהר תמיד כל היום לכוון כל מעשיו ביושר ובצדק. So this is why after we put tefillin, our thoughts will be about righteousness and justice. Interesting. וכמו כן מצוות לולב, and also the commandment of love, ארבע מינים, similar meaning. לפי שימי החג הם ימי שמחה גדולה לישראל, כי הוא עת אסיפת התבואות ופירות האילן אל הבית, ואז ישמחו בני אדם שמחה רבה, ומפני כן נקרא חג האסיף וצבא האל לעמול לעשות לפניו חג באותו עת, לזכותם להיות עיקר השמחה לשמו. Interesting. So this time of Succot is very big celebration for Israel, because this is the time when you gather your fruits from the fields. You gather it to your house, to your keller maybe. ואז ישמחו בני אדם שמחה רבה. And then people are very happy about it. This is why in the Torah it's called Chag HaAsif. So this is the holiday when we gather our fruit. וצבא האל לעמו, and Hashem commanded to his nation לעשות לפניו חג, to perform holiday in this time, לזכותם להיות עיקר השמחה לשמו. So we have simcha anyway, but we need to have the simcha for Hashem, and this is how we will deserve something good from Hashem. I guess this is the idea. ובהיות השמחה מושכת החומר הרבה, חומר, you said about חומר? פיזישה. הרבה ומשכחת ממנו יראת אלוהים בעת ההיא. So from one hand we already happy this time because we have a lot of fruits. So we have a commandment to make this holiday for Hashem. But from other hand, when we are happy about material things like the fruits, so when we're more connected to material things, we more distant from God. This is why ציוונו השם לקחת בין ידינו דברים מזכירים אותנו כל שמחת ליבנו לשמו ולכבודו. So Hashem commanded to us to take to our hands things that reminds us that the joy is for Hashem and in His honor. והיה מרצונו להיות מזכיר מן המשמח, כמו שהעת היא שמחה כצדק כל אמרי פיו, וידוע מצד הטבע כי ארבע מינים כולם משמחי לב רואים. Interesting. And the will of Hashem, that we will take something in our hands that will make us joyful, because this is the time of joy. And he's saying, Yadua mitzad hateva. It is Yadua. We know this from the nature that these four species, they make a person that see them joyful. Interesting. ועוד יש בארבעת מינים אלו עניין אחר שאין להם לב... איברים, like you said yesterday. And another thing that we have in these four species, that they similar to parts of the body.
It's written in there.
Yes, it's written here.
Okay.
Vaikaraba. So in the translation, they have also quotes. So the quote goes to Vaikaraba. So this is Midrash. Midrash Tanchuma. This is from Midrash. So האתרוג דומה ללב. So the etrog similar to the heart. שהוא משכן השכל. So the heart is the place where the mind dwells. לרמוס שיעבוד. So this is the hint that we need to serve Hashem also with our mind. והלולב דומה לשדרה, שהוא העיקר שבאדם, לרמוס שיעשיר ולפעול לעבוד ברוך הוא. So the lulav similar to our spine. So this is the hint that we need all our body will straight for the service of Hashem. והדס דומה לעיניים, and הדס מיrt similar to the augen. לרמוס, it's the hint. שלא יתור אחר עיניו ביום שמחת ליבו. So this is the hint that we need to follow our mind and not our eyes. והרעבד בשפתיים, and the willow similar to mouth, שבהן יגמור אדם כל מעשהו בדיבור, לרמוז שישים רסן בפיו ויכוון דבריו וירמש שם אב בעת השמחה. Because what I'm doing is I'm doing what I'm saying. So I'm saying I need to go, so I'm going, right? So this is the hint that we need to be careful with our words and have Yirat Hashem, to think about Hashem even when we're happy. Because when the person is happy, so the happiness, the joyful can be out of borders, so we need to remember the borders. וטעם שאינו נוהג במדינה אלו יום אחד, לפי שידוע כי עיקר השמחה ביום ראשון הוא. Why it's from the Torah also one day? Because Yadua, it is everyone knows that the main simcha, joy, is in the first day. So the beginning of the holiday. ואם תשאל שמיני עצרת שיש בשמחה גדולה ישראל, למה לא היה ניטל בו? והתשובה כי יום שמיני עצרת כולו להשם, וכמו שאמרו זכרונים, לך משל למלך שעשה דודו. נגיד המדרש, עקרו עם יום אחד, שלושה וניתן, צד וכן, So he asked the question, we have also the 8th day, which is Shmini Atzeret. So he asks why we don't have Arba Minim on the 8th day. So he answers from Midrash, משל למלך שעשה בסעודה, but he doesn't quote the whole Midrash. In Midrash הגדול finden wir, es gleicht einem König, der einen freudigen Anlass zu feiern hatte. Der König sagte zu seinem Sohn, ich weiß, dass du die ganzen 7 Tage des Festes mit den Gästen beschäftigt hast. Nun möchte ich mich einen Tag mit dir freuen. Ich werde dich nicht groß belästigen, bereite mir eine Henne und ein Maß Brot. So waren die Israeliten alle 7 Tage des Festes mit den Opfern im Namen der Nationen der Welt beschäftigt. Nachdem die 7 Tage des Festes zu Ende gegangen waren, sagte der Heilige, gelobt sei er zu den Israeliten, meine Söhne, ich weiß, dass ihr euch alle 7 Tage des Festes mit den Opfern der Nationen der Welt beschäftigt habt. Nun möchte ich mich einen Tag mit euch freuen. Ich werde euch nicht sehr behelligen, bereit mir einem Stier, einem Widder.
I read this idea.
So this is Midrash.
Because this is the reason if you're reading Musaf, like on the first day we're sacrificing, I don't know, 15. On the next day 14. On the next day 13.
I think Thursday is 14. And then
14.
we decrease them, yes.
And if you sum up all them, we have 70.
Yes.
And 70 is like all the nations. And this is why this is a festival for atonement for the nations. And this is...
This is interesting idea. Let's check this Midrash.
I read this, yeah, I like this before. And I read that Sukkot we will celebrate in Olam Haba, and it will be also a festival for the nations one day.
Yes, because on Haftarot we have read some scary things.
What you read, it gave me an idea.
24.
If you one day become a big rabbi, and maybe you can say what we read. If we are reading or if we are remembering that we are happy because we are gathering the harvest, okay?
All right.
So why we don't read something about the Maser?
Yes, this is what we read on Shmini Atzeret.
This is what we're reading on Shmini
Aser Taser, this Dvarim.
Okay.
Yes. So I will read now the source in Hebrew, this Midrash, that in German. Another question?
No.
ביום השמיני עצרת, תחת אהבתי יסתנוני ואני תפילה. את מוצא בחג ישראל מקריאים לפניך 70 פרים על 70 אומות. So במדבר הרב is saying that we find that Israel brings 70 פרים, bulls, for 70 nations. אמרו ישראל, בוא נאמר עליהם 70 פרים, והיו צריכים לאהוב אותנו, והם שונאים אותנו. Oh, this is interesting. So the Israel saying, Ribbon Olam, Hashem, the ruler of the worlds. How many time left? 27 minutes left. We bring in for you, Alehem, for them, 70 bulls. So this is why they need to love us. This is very Jewish position. והם שונאים אותנו, but they hate us. שנאמר תחת אהבתי יסתנוני. לפיכך אמר להם הקדוש ברוך הוא. So Hashem in response saying, עכשיו אקריב על עצמכם. Now you need to bring offering for yourself. ביום השמיני עצרת יהיה לכם. So this is why we have שמיני עצרת. ויקרבתם עולה אישה ריח ניחוח להשם פר בן בקר אחד איל אחד משל למלך. So now this idea is explained with the metaphor about the king שעשה סעודה. So the king have סעודה 7 days festive meal וזימן כל בני אדם של מדינה, and he invited every person in his kingdom. בשבעת ימי המשתה. כיוון שעברו, and now the 7 days are over, אמר לו ערבו, and the king saying to the person that he likes, כבר יצאו ידינו מכל בני המדינה, נתגלגל אני ואתה ומה שנמצא ליטרה בשר או של דג. So it's like after party, right? So the party is for everyone, but after party is for chosen one, only VIP person, right? So the king saying to his close servant, let's celebrate together, you and me, what we can find after party, litra basar, so the amount of meat, or shel dag, or maybe fish, or yerek, or maybe vegetable. כך אמר הקדוש ברוך הוא ישראל. ביום השמיני עצרתי לכם, גלגלו מה שאתם מוצאים בפר אחד ואל אחד. This is what Hashem says to Israel. On the 8th day, only you and me. This is why we have only one bull and one aisle, like shaft maybe. Interesting. Yes, so this is the Midrash.
And what I like by this idea is that you said on the last day just one bull, right? Like the least amount of this.
So it's something less official, more close.
Yeah, more close, and that the others can't say, look, you take the best for you or the most.
Yes.
This is like the idea when Moshe Rabbeinu is praying for his sister Miriam, and this is very, very short, you know.
Yes,
and
the
this
prayer
is
is very short.
And this is showing that, because usually we thought, okay, maybe he's doing the biggest prayer for his own sister, but no, he's making the shortest. And it's like...
Yes, I heard this explanation also. So he asks on all the holidays now. So he asked about Shmini Atzeret, now he asked about Pesach. So why we don't have lulav on Pesach? בחג הפסח אין צריך אזכרה בלולב, שהרי מצה ומרור בגופו של פסח בין ידיו. Because on Pesach we have matzah in our hands, we have maror, and we have Pesach offering. ועוד שאינו, so we don't need something additional. ועוד שאינו זמן שמחה כמו חג העצים. And also, Pesach is not that joyful like the Sukkot. Because on Sukkot we gathered everything, so we have everything. But on Pesach we just starting, so we have a lot of work to do, so it's not that שמחה. בחג השבועות גם כן אין צריך אזכרה אחרת. כי עיקר הרגל אינו אלא מצד מתן תורתנו. ויהי זיכרוננו הגדול ליישר כל אורחותינו. So why we don't have love on Shavuot? Because the meaning of Shavuot is about the receiving Torah, and this is what we're remembering in order to improve our ways. זהו הנראה לי, it's his personal explanation. This is what I think בעניינים אלו about these topics על צד הפשט. Simple explanation. והאמנתי כי יש אלה המקובלים סודות נפלאים במצוות לולב בשלושת המינים. והאמנתי. And I suggest, I think that מקובלים, that person that people that learn Kabbalah, they have סודות נפלאים, incredible secret explanation about the commandment of love and the rest three species. הנה מצווה. So a little loss about the mitzvah. מה שאמור לכלל לברכה שבמינים אלו מצווה אחת הם. So this is one commandment and not four. ומעכבין זה את זה בשאין לו. So if you don't have a part of a species, so you need to take four. So it's not, you don't have to take one if you have only one. You need four. אבל אם יש לו נדלם בזה אחר זה יצא. But if you have four and you take one and then second and then third and then fourth, it's also okay. The Kabbalah love ain't tzarich heder, because the law says, ain't tzarich heder. You don't have to connect them with the something.
Pardon?
You don't have to connect them.
What, the four species? But I have a question. If I'm with the Chabadniks, they connect them.
We also connect them. It's a minhag, but it's not obligated by law.
Okay.
So you can. Maybe it's hard for you. You have small hands and you have big species, so it's hard to take everything. So you can take one and love, and then you can take ahava, and then etrog, and then adas. It's also okay.
My question would be, why are we calling it lulav? If lulav is just one of the four,
yes.
we never
call
it arba minim.
Mitzvat lulav u'shloshet haminim. So he says the mitzvah is lulav and three species. Sometimes we say mitzvah species. Sometimes we say lulav is the short.
Yeah, but why is lulav the short? If we
because he's the biggest. So because in minhag we connect him to lulav the other things, right?
Okay.
So life in the center. So this is just the biggest thing. So if you have this you put your lulav inside this case.
Yeah.
Also you have the case. So the case is the size of lulav, right? Because lulav is the biggest. So this is how it works. We just say in the biggest. But so about the amount, we taken one lulav, one etrog, we taken two arava and three hadas. The length of lulav is at least 4 tfachim. So it's around 40 centimeters. So it's really short. Today we have very long. והדס והרבה 3 טפחים עצבות. And hadas and the rava minimum length 3 טפחים. So it's 30, also very short. שהם 10 אצבעות בגודל ושיעור אתרוג אין פחות מכביצה. So the smallest etrog is כביצה, like the egg. So we have very big etrog today. ודין הדברים שעולה so why we moving them, not שאין לעורר לנפש לזכור בעת השמחה כי הכל השם. So the meaning here is שתזכור, that we need to remember בעת השמחה when we are in the moment of joy, כי הכל להשם, that everything is for השם. ממעלה עד מטה, from up to down, וארבע רוחות. So every four ends of the world is for השם, שהכל נכלל בזה בית הפטר, and the rest of the details of this mitzvah in מסכת סוכה. בנגד בכל מקום, בכל זמן, בספרים ובכל. So this is not only in Israel, not only in the time of the temple, so it's also in Germany, and also now, this year, but it's only in זכרים, male, ולא בנצחות, but not female. ועבר עליה, אבל לא נטל 4 מינים אלו ביום ראשון, שחג הסוכות שלו חל בשבת בכל מקום, וכן בשל מקדש, בשל כל שבוע מקדש בטל מצוות עשה. So if the person didn't take 4 species on the first day, if it's not Shabbat, בכל מקום, every place, he ביטל מצוות עשה, so he didn't perform this mitzvah. It's hard to translate ביטל. Misachtet. What means misachtet? It's hard to translate.
For example, this Shabbos, and then you're doing something on purpose to not follow Shabbos. For example, you're turning on the light. So Shabbos misachtet. Desecrated?
Yes. Desecrated. Oh,
maybe.
This is beautiful.
Maybe it depends on.
Da die Pflicht dann ein Gesetz der Tora ist. Pflicht. What is Pflicht?
Obligation.
Sie Anmerkung 3. Okay. במקדש היה ניטל ביום ראשון אפילו בשבת. So he says about the temple. In the temple we had from the law of Torah 7 days, and on the first day even on Shabbat. Bitel mitzvot aseh. But on Shabbat, if you turn the light, so it's mitzvat lot aseh. You should not perform lacha. So you trespass mitzvah lot aseh. It's very serious. But this is more light because it's just a commandment. You have to take love, and you did what you have to do. So it's called tel mitzvot aseh. So it's less than.
Maybe then it's by the übertreten missachtet. Then it's one like kind that you did something what you shouldn't do.
You didn't what you should do.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's less strict overall. Okay. So what do we have? Time is now 12. Okay, I guess I will end. You want to eat?
No, thank you.
Okay. So I guess we will end from there. So we need to be in Nuremberg at 4. If you can help, it will be good. If you can, we can. But train also.
No. I will. Okay.
Yes, and so also we need to decide about the time.
Yeah. I will take it. I will go home, eat something.
So we need to take Liba from the garden at 2.
And
then.
No, 2 is too early, but I think that
then we can be here
that we should leave something about 3 o'clock, and then if you want, we can pass to
to pick this thing.
To pick the package,
yeah.
And then we have good.
Thank you.
Then we have good time, okay?
This is your button.
Yes, my button.
Yes.
Okay. One of my bedrooms here. I think always my water bottle, and I let it here. What we learned today.
Возможно, нам стоит. Окей, смотрим сообщение. Значит, здесь сообщение нет, завершить эфир. Завершить. Hello, Ruben, there is cold now. Any snow is there not? No, there is no snow. Так, это мы завершаем. Это мы завершаем. Теперь здесь мы смотрим. Hi. Yes. So we need to organize microphone for Android. Хаг Самех. So photo exhibition at 4 o'clock, Nord Kurve, Nürnberg, Rattenburger Straße 51A, 4 o'clock today.